Hello bud and hello chat. And sorry for the delay, but now we're here. Hello Howler. They was finally able to get off the toilet. Not quite. I can't quite say where I was, you know, due to it being IRL stuff. All I can say is I participated in something. It went into the maximum amount of overtime because it was incredibly close. And the only thing that you need to know about it is that I won. Yes. So that's all you need to know. I have indeed won. Big W. Big Cinti W. But it took pretty long. Unexpectedly. But no, we're here, you know? And ready to make some puzzles solve themselves. Yes. Very good. Not streaming Silksong. It was very strange, but I had to change the title of the stream and that we have a different stream game. Astarts in the Chill Yaster and card games. Surely. Right, let's get right into the game. Because I do actually have something that I need to attend tomorrow. And since we're already an hour later, we need to get to solving the puzzles, otherwise we won't have enough time to solve all of them. Yeah, you have to attend your Silksong stream tomorrow, that as well. But it would be good if before that I would actually get some other things done. And I have a place where I actually need to physically be, so need to go to bed somewhat at a somewhat normal time today and not at 8 in the morning, you know? As much as I would love to stream Silksong until 6 in the morning again, I quite literally cannot. A very sad day indeed. So yeah, we're just gonna solve some puzzles instead. Have a somewhat normal stream in terms of time for once. And yeah, then we're gonna have more Silksong tomorrow. More Silksong, my favorite. Okay, I think... Is that a drone? Or is that a bird? Or is it a bird drone? 6 on tomorrow? Yep, it's real, guys. It's real. Okay, I think we were just about to go to the next area, if I remember correctly. So let's get on that. By the way, I hope that my stream will do fine today, because I've been having some internet issues, so hopefully they won't return. Hopefully.
You should be headed towards an island off the northern coast. The terrain's pretty rough, so be careful.
The island has another island attached to it.
Yes, it has several, actually.
How irritating.
What?
How irritating. Don't know, I sent you with the bitrate you have in this game been told from Meta. Ugh. Wait, why is everything frozen around here? What? I thought we just left like a summer sunny island. Why is everything frozen all of a sudden? What? We leave an island with like rich green vegetation, and when we get to an island with like literal ice everywhere, it's frozen because they're gonna let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Alright, well, this seems very unnatural. I suppose the people who built all of this just decided that there should be snow around here, and made snow. Oh, well, this is different. Why is this just a fast puzzle? Oh. Okay. It's like a pretty big area. Well, I guess we might as well start with the first puzzle, considering it's right here. So that reminds me of the old world from the first game. Mind-body dualism. Ah, we got another drone. But this time a real one, apparently.
What the?
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. Well, seems like they can definitely build more copies of us. Very fascinating. And you can take control through bars and stuff. Okay. Well, there's one puzzle solved. The Founder Mega Threat. Please keep the assertion of the alleged presence of the Founder as the site of the megastructure confined to this threat. I'm still in shock. I wasn't even sure the Founder was still alive. Of course she is. And now that we have reached completion day, she has sent us our sacred messengers. Could still be aliens pretending to be the Founder. It's all aliens. So if Prometheus and Pandora are her sacred messengers, why has one apparently chained the other? The day of her return is imminent. So now you agree that Byron was right to want an expedition. In fact, it was the Founder's will all along? And when you said it would be wrong to even consider going to the island, you were acting against the Founder? Your word games aren't going to help you when the Founder returns, Aurenia. It was wonderful to hear Athena's voice again, but with all the emotion inherent in this matter, we should be careful not to get swept away. We don't really understand anything yet. Can't help but wonder, if Miranda is her daughter, was Athena trying to start a new civilization? Did she abandon New Jerusalem? It's conceivable. She was always a leader, maybe she just wanted to experience something private. She would never abandon New Jerusalem. Could you? I mean, this is all pure speculation. How about maybe she just wanted to experience something private? A valid point. She had enormous responsibilities from the very beginning, and while we are a family, she had too many bonds to ever have a private life of her own. I understand your point, but why leave Cornelius behind then? That's none of our business. Fair enough. Ill. How cruel being forced to participate in social media discussions, I know, right? What an inhumane game. Hello.
Miranda is the founder's daughter. It's still kind of blowing my mind. She came all the way out here, left everything she had behind, and created a new life. Why do you think she did that?
Because creating new life was beautiful. To help her with a secret project, perhaps she was lonely. Perhaps she was lonely.
Could be. I know I've sometimes felt really lonely. Even when I was surrounded by people. Like there's something inside of me that just can't connect. Like there's this deep sadness about the world, about history, about everything. And I don't know how to get over it. Sorry, probably oversharing.
Creating your life was beautiful indeed. Many people are enamored by watching visual documentation about the topic. Indeed. I'm here for you if ever want to talk.
Thanks, 1K. I appreciate it.
Well, how are you feeling?
I'm not sure, to be honest. This is all so surreal. Walking around here is so peaceful, but it's also, I don't know. One moment I feel inspired, the next, kind of creeped out.
Did you ever meet the founder?
No, I never did. I would have loved to.
Why is the northern part of the island mostly underwater?
Our ancestors relied heavily on fossil fuels for energy generation, which released a lot of carbon dioxide. This caused the atmosphere to trap more heat, which changed the planet's overall climate. The effect continued even after they were gone, and these low-lying areas were flooded. I've seen a lot of places like that.
Have you potentially reminded about trying some puzzles?
Nope.
What? Simple and to the point, I guess. What did you make of the megastructure's interior?
You know, people throw around the word awesome a lot. I probably do it too, but I think what we saw in there is the proper meaning of the word.
That dialogue was a bit short I expected. Let me swallow a burst of my chicken nugget. Dude. Okay, leg up. Oh, platform. Chicken nuggies. I love chicken nuggies. There we go. Alright, so it's 2 levels done.
Any further
I heard
insights on the
Coxar is
particle
even
clouds,
better.
Melville?
You...
To be honest with
Surely.
you, Byron, I feel like a caveman trying to study Bose-Einstein condensate. I'm seeing unknown particles whose every property violates the laws of physics, apparently capable of being controlled and recombined into just about anything. It's ridiculous.
Maybe someone in New Jerusalem can figure it out.
Sure, just give them another 1,000 years.
I mean, they're robots, so I guess we have another 1,000 years. Do a stream. Then... Ah yes, when you stream to both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Well... What was the context for that comment? Oh, the level's name. Oh, I see. I see.
Neatly done, 1K.
Oh,
Okay.
hello.
I've been watching you solve these puzzles, and
And?
this body replication tech is incredible. It just casually blows up the very foundations of our society.
Yeah, right, it's revolutionary.
You can say that again. Making even just one of us is bloody hard. We're not like toasters. You don't just weld together a couple of wires and a motherboard and call it a day. Not to mention how hard it is to even find some of the materials. And this thing just, poof, new human.
And the guy was to stop at 1,000, wasn't it?
It was. Or was it? And even if it was, sorry to be heretical, but does it matter? If we can figure out how this works, we can finally, easily create more people. We can grow. We can expand. We can build a real civilization.
Ah, yes,
Isn't
expansion.
that worth pursuing?
I know of expansion. It's our cosmic duty to spread consciousness. Maybe at some point where there's enough people, but just that's not it. There's very dangerous for society to load ourselves for a reason. Maybe there are legitimate reasons to limit the population. Probably have an opinion about this. I think at some point there may be enough people, but I don't think 1,000 are enough.
Look, yes, large amounts of people can cause problems. But even the problems they cause are interesting. Because without people, the world is boring. I'm not even saying there isn't some planetary limit, but I've done the maths. It's in the high billions, not a measly 1,000. Anyway, we all need to think about what this means. Glad you and I are more or less on the same page.
Where is the planetary numbers in the high billions? Well, quite far away from that. I thought about a witty response to that statement, but I came up empty, so have this instead. Ah yes, truly, an impeccable comeback. Oh yeah, do a stream. I didn't even pay attention to the name, honestly. So I'm messing with the mind transfer body replication tech. The fauna appears to have developed in technology that prints new bodies using those particle clouds we're already familiar with. These bodies come from a protocol for instantly transferring the user's mind. Even read the name out loud. What? Oh, from the level, yeah. I'm a bit absent-mindedly, you know. You have to understand that I've just been performing competitive tasks for 5 hours in a row, and have then had like 10 minutes to open my stream setup and get over here. I'm pretty burnt out at this point, to be honest. The implications would be breathtaking if we breathed. There seem to be a number of safeguards. So far I've not been able to get this tech to work outside the puzzles. They've managed to sort of make sense of the mind transfer protocol, however, and I'm uploading all the data I've collected. It will need to be studied extensively before it can be used, but I think of a lot of potential applications. What really grinds my gears though is how occasionally it's all deployed. It takes us ages to make a new body, and here there's a whole bunch of them, doing no more than holding up platforms or standing on pressure plates. Is this all a joke? I guess this is, showing what the power of expansion can do, huh? If you expand, you can do things much more easily. Then do you
This
cheat
body
against doing card
replication
games?
technology is proof of just how
Well, it wasn't
vital
card
this
games.
expedition is. We may not know how it works and what its limitations are, but the technology itself isn't even what really matters. What matters is to expand our imagination, to realize that other futures are possible. I'm glad you see it that way too, 1K. After all, the world is better with you in it, isn't it?
I think so. Since, like I said, I'm not gonna
Everything okay?
get into what I was doing. You know the founder.
I sure did. Not as well as Byron, but she was still around when I was born. I remember she came and talked to me after New Alexandria, told me how sorry she was. I never blamed her for that. It wasn't her responsibility.
What was New Jerusalem like when you were born?
A lot busier than it is now. My most defining memory is that it was extremely noisy, because something was always being built. Got annoying after a while.
Holy jump scare, huh? What jump scared you with a robot? What are you doing, Ari? Yeah, clearly must have been something loot that I wouldn't admit publicly, because I'm known for hiding loot things. What do you think about the body replication tech?
It seems like something that could very quickly get out of control. You know that saying about good intentions? If we can solve problems by just making more people, how long before people just become a problem-solving tool?
This guy looks scary. What? It's a robot. Doing good? That's nice to hear. I saw you streamed getting over it. Tell me about New Alexandria.
For some reason, we'd convinced ourselves that New Jerusalem wasn't enough, that we needed another city. We thought it would be easier the second time around. All it takes is a little bit of arrogance and a little bit of ignorance, and people die.
No peak, but close enough. Oh, did I not say that? I meant peak. I did see that your stream feed like mountain climbing game. I don't know what I said. I may have said something else. My bad. Something could have assumed embarrassing to admit must have been leaked. Like I said, I won't confirm or deny anything. Hello Cedric, yes, let me hydrate. All roads are super scary. Yeah, and I'm the scariest of all. Garr. You said getting over it. Well, at least it's a climbing game, so yeah, it really is close enough, I guess. Shit, so it was like a Fortnite. Clearly, you know, it was actually, okay. It was actually a Fortnite 1v1s, about who can build the most beautiful hut. Alright, what else do we have? Can I reach this question mark from here? Maybe not. Hello.
Yes?
Just wanted to stop by, but I might go eat now. Alright, have a good night. Thanks for dropping in. Did you ever meet the founder?
Of course I did. She and Cornelius were both there when I was born. Neath was just starting to take over back then, and they were still showing her the ropes.
What was the founder like?
Busy. There was always another problem to solve. Did you know that she never upgraded her body? Always prioritized everyone else. That's the kind of work ethic I wish more people had.
No. Yeah, I think the obsession with work becomes self-destructive at some point.
I disagree. At least when it comes to myself. For me, living is doing.
Do you ever crave companionship?
I've never felt the need for a partner as such. I've met a lot of people who do. Athena and Cornelius, Atal and Damien, Sarabai and Hypatia. But that's not really for me.
There,
So
that's
far,
fair enough.
at least. But I do have social needs like anyone. What I like is a pleasant buzz of humanity. Not too close, not too far. Something I can be part of without having it get in my face all the time.
Fair enough. I would actually say that I kind of like something like that myself. Now, the way I was thinking about not upgrading the body was why I had to pay attention to what she looks like in flashbacks. Now, could these visions affect my mind?
The data stream overloads? Yes, they could. There are safeguards to prevent that from happening, but these aren't exactly carefully controlled circumstances. It's hard to predict. Our brains are absurdly complicated, which is why it's so hard to make more of us.
Why do you think the founder left New Jerusalem?
Maybe she just got sick of things breaking all the time.
Damn. What exactly can these particle clouds do?
As far as I can tell, anything, which is insane.
How do you feel about Mayor Harmon's policies?
I used to think it was the only safe way forward. Keep things simple and under control. Now I'm not so sure that ever made sense.
What do you think about Miranda?
She's so innocent and full of wonder, it should make me want to retch, metaphorically speaking. But I'll admit, she's sort of charming.
Huh? What was that about companionship, eh? As a good thing to work. I ship it. For how? It's kind of difficult to know where I need to go. Considering the strange makeup of this area. Alright, I guess let's just solve the next puzzle on my way. High ground? Oh my god, it's over and I can... I have the high ground! Alright, so... let's do this. Take control of this guy. Get up here. And then what? Ugh. Well. Only. Ah. How do I make it up there with only one platform? Can't stand on that thing. Nah. I kind of need to get a third person on top of the other two. But I feel like that would require a second platform. Yeah, because that doesn't work. Very. Huh. Why would you look at that, the second platform? That sure does help with the whole I would need a second platform problem. Why do I not grab that from here? Oh, I know. I can go up here and then I can go up here. There we go. Okay, so now I have two platforms. So now I can start fucking, now I can start fucking. Yeah, exactly. No, what I meant is that I can now start piling these guys on top of each other. Well... how to best do that? Oh, right. Of course. I just put one on top of the other. I put that in top of the other. And then I put that guy on top of the cube. There we go. That's a big stack of bodies. The technology discovered by the expedition changes everything. Every argument about how hard it is to get access to the resources necessary to create more of us goes out the window. We can create more people. 1K doesn't have to be the last, and it would be easy. Are you going to give up just because of the goal? Energy doesn't just come from nowhere. We have no idea what the real cost behind this technology is. Besides, the goal is an idea, not just a limit we ran into by accident. It is the will of the founder. Yeah, right. It's not necessary to share a personal belief in the founder to understand the value of the goal. It's clear to all, but the most radical that humanity needs limits for its own sake and for the sake of the planet. You say that as if it was self-evident. It's not. You're smuggling a whole host of misanthropic ideas into a conversation under the disguise of reasonableness. Your premises are completely rotten. I believe the results of human history speak for themselves, and I find it shocking that anyone would disagree with something so obvious. Shocking that anyone would value human beings and think that maybe our ancestors could have solved their problems using their brains instead of preaching misery for all. But maybe there's some fucking point in blaming other factors behind technology and growth. Like, I don't know, people in positions of authority preaching their self-important bullshit morality instead of trying to solve ordinary people's problems. Farsi, I'm just an academic. As completely disingenuous and you know it, your clique has the mayor's ear. Clique, I assure you there's no such thing. Conversation is getting out of hand. If you can't behave, I'm shutting this thread down. I was kind of a rare compliment, let me think how to package it. I should say that while of course I can't condone you playing League, I appreciate you being ashamed of it. Ah yes. You say that in the event that I did in fact play League. I see. Well, I will take it anyway, I suppose. Even though I'm not even sure if this would be a compliment. This conversation is necessary, should not be banned. Conversation is irritating and should be allowed as a matter of principle. Let's take it to private. Would be the best to close the trial until everyone calms down. It's a compliment, it is. Yeah. Well, if you say so. Then. I do feel like humanity probably could have managed to find a cure for the disease if I actually worked on it properly. So my comments mean nothing to you. Yeah, maybe you should work on your compliments. These conversations are necessary, so they should not be banned. Thank you, one. New Jerusalem is a democracy, and without free speech, democracy is a sham. A lovely sentiment, but you should try moderating this form and see what it's like. If every conversation is allowed to explode, instability is guaranteed. We have to set reasonable limits on behavior. Thread closed. Up. So much for that. Looks like we have a secret level over here. I appreciate that on every single crossing there's like a way thingy. Like over here, and over here. I appreciate the attention to detail. Passing through. Don't mind me. I'm just passing through this lever. I'm just gonna quickly solve it. You know, nothing to worry about. Okay, so... we do have a jammer. So we can get out here. And I assume that if we put the cube here, or should we stack the saw right here once? Door stuck. Door stuck. Erst behind the door, Jam was outside and door was closed. Damn. Impressive. Hello. Now the problem is I can't really change the drama. Can I just jump over this thing? No. Worth an attempt. Okay, how do I work with this jammer? Can do something like this. Maybe we can just walk through. 5 hand. Yakut Spectacular. These structures are just so impressive. Don't understand what possible function this structure could have, but it's really impressive. Hold on, could that be its function? Just to be impressive? Maybe. Could be. What's this down there? Why is there a purple glow? Is that a message? Okay. Big strings. Oh. What does this do? I have no clue. But guess I should try to make my way back up somehow. Well, that somehow worked. I honestly didn't think that would just work out. I have a big sea of moths. Have you considered? That's why I've never played Hollow Knight. I see. Wow, there's only like... I mean, technically there's only a single moth in the entire game. Anyway, how are you doing, Chaos? Ah, an achievement for reading fuzzy texts. From a personal reminiscence of Midco. There are some people whose true importance you just don't notice at first. People who quietly hold things together without making a big deal of it. That's what Cornelius was. Always by Athena's side, he calmly and carefully helped us all stay on track, reminding us of our shared humanity and the values that had brought us this far. Cannot imagine how painful it must have been when Athena left him behind. When he went on his so-called research expedition, most people thought he went looking for her. To be honest, I thought he might never come back, and I was surprised when he finally did. I still don't understand how she could leave him. They seemed to love each other so deeply. After he returned, Cornelius was different. He founded the Museum of the Simulation and very rarely left his promises. The archive scholars dotted on him, but he walled himself off, becoming almost as much of a recluse as just whatever. And only then did I slowly understand how much the city had lost. God appears, goddess lights, to those poor souls who dwell in night, but does a human form display to those who dwell in realms of day? subject from considerations by his statiness. While it's hard from all vantage point to fully believe in any of the ancient religions, I must admit that I have come to believe in the existence of a prime mover. Not a designer as such, certainly not an inventionist god, but some force that sets the universe itself into motion. I don't know if it is possible for us to ever truly understand this thing, since it must by definition exist outside our understanding of reality, but I do believe that it exists. Does it look upon us with love? Are we entertainment, perhaps? Does it preserve some memory of us when we die? All of this I cannot answer. But I do not disbelieve those who honestly speak of having experienced some manner of brief communion with this entity. It's simply too common an experience in human history to easily discount. As the motion of the universe proceeds from the Big Bang, so whatever force animates us, whatever constitutes the true foundation of consciousness, proceeds from the prime mover. What do you think about this, Mother? I don't believe in any kind of prime mover, but I thought you should read it because Statius was an intelligent person and he came to his conclusion after a great deal of thought. It's important to respectfully consider points of view we don't agree with. Okay, so now we saw that this was a conversation between Miranda and Athena. From the book of annotated internet comments, oh god, this can only get bad. If modernity is so great, why is everyone so fundamentally disappointed with the world? Why do we sigh with pleasure at the sight of old houses, but feel nothing but depressed and alienated by skyscrapers? Why do we yearn for lush forests and wide plains, not narrow canyons between buildings? We love all this technology so much, why is our idea of happiness to get away from it? Could it be that progress is just a story we tell ourselves to justify why we allow ourselves to be dominated by inhumanity, and older forms of living have something to offer? It seems that many of us share this desire to immerse ourselves in nature. Though we are ourselves entirely technological beings, we enjoy and value the Earth's diverse and unpredictable biosphere. But does it mean that progress is just a narrative, as this ancient commentator suggests, or does it mean that technological progression and the love of the natural world are not in fact mutually exclusive? And yet if this person was left on his own somewhere in the wilderness, we would feel nothing but terror. The appreciation of nature is rooted in the experience of civilization, of safety. True, but he's still right. So much of what our ancestors created in their last years was alienating to the majority of people. When the question isn't one of modernity, but of control. Seems like we have another person in this area that's chipping in on the conversations. The yellow.
If we believe that life is inherently valuable, if we think that other species are worth preserving, and we recognize that most of the universe is barren, then it follows that we have a duty not only to defend life, but to spread it. If life is the most valuable thing in the universe, then perhaps in a sense, the cosmos itself is depending on us to do this. Like birds carrying seeds to uninhabited islands. Maybe that's our role in the galactic ecology.
Good. I do like that idea. With the use of spreading consciousness. Like I was attacked by an ant this month when I was little, like attacked my face and chased me and kept attacking my head like it was traumatizing. Atlas mouths are huge and red and white and really icky. Ew. Yeah, I get that. I had a similar experience with a dog when I was small, so now I really don't like dogs. Let's see, where can I use this? I mean, this seems like the only wall where I can use it, but it doesn't really help me, does it? Oh, wait, I see it now. If I can somehow... Okay. Okay, so we do have some items here. Let's take this over here. And then we should first get the red. So we put this over there. We move on this, we take control. And then we just take the thing that the other else prepared to get the connector. Nice. Okay, now I need to get the blue signal over there. Let's see. Seems pretty easy. Just need both of these over here now. One of them attached to this. Like that. And like that. And there we go. Beepity boopity. Bob, level solved.
I can't imagine spending years in such a desolate place. For what? Science? Enlightenment? I'd much rather be back home in New Jerusalem.
I think it's beautiful in its own way. But I don't understand how our ancestors could survive here. They were so fragile. Imagine getting stuck out here in the cold. I wonder if there are wolves.
It's kind of a miracle biological humans lasted as long as they did.
Indeed. Indeed. Ah, found a laboratory. What do we have this time? No. It's the thing that I've already been using, I guess. From Quentin to Athena. Dear Founder, I never got to know you. People tell all these stories about you, and I don't know what to believe. Some people say to us Cornelius, others say Cornelius is too blinded by grief. Some say Byron stands for the truth, others say he's a fanatic and a radical and we should listen to the mayor. There doesn't seem to be a way of getting a straight answer. Why did you abandon us to this chaos? Why can't you just come back and sort it out? If you are reading these messages, don't you care? From Roughdam to Athena. Dear Founder, thank you for everything you did for us. I am grateful for the life that I have, which will not exist without you. I hope wherever you are now, you are at peace. New lab established to avoid interference. First successful duplication of advanced machinery. Translation groping in the dark. As to account for this, must rerun trials. Abby Gold was just trying to make an apple pie from scratch. Okay, what was that?
This looks like it has something to do with energy generation. Am I reading this right?
Hello, you tell me. You're the specialist. Balzazan to Athena, our sacred and great founder. I believe I have discovered the truth that our so-called leaders have hidden from us. This absurd and sacrilegious goal they have us working towards, this hubristic completion, their foolishness, was never your true intent. Even this abomination of a city that calls itself New Jerusalem is a deception. Why would you want us to return to the sinful ways of our ancestors, strangling the living soul with steel and concrete? No, it was when you and the first companions lived humbly amongst the splendors of Gaia, having no need for all this wasteful ostentation inherited from our weak and decadent ancestors, that you showed us the true path. After all, why would the progenitor have given us such hardy bodies, if she had intended for us to live in unearned luxury? From the very first we are built to be free from pride and material excess. Our teachings have been obscured and perverted by ideologues. Worst of all by the traitor Byron, who once was like a son to you. And you should know that there are still those of us who remember the truth and await the blessed day of your return, when surely justice will be meted out and humanity will finally return to its intended path. Hallowed be your name. Adds a lot of very different ideas what Athena was all about. The shutdown. We assembled on the vast green lawn outside as the reactors began to slowly wind down. The workers were solemn, the activists who had fought against the decommissioning seemed crushed. There was supposed to be a speech, but the spokeswoman had lost her notes. Outside, the protesters cheered. My eyes were drawn to the discarded anti-shutdown banners, endlessly reciting the facts. The statistics on mortality per trillion, the lowest of all energy sources, the lifespan of a reactor, 70 more years in our case, minimal land footprint, almost zero emissions, no intermittency. Became a jumble of words, a litany, almost a kind of glossalia. As far as the protesters on site were concerned, it might as well be an alien tongue. One thing was clear to them, and that was enough. The technology inside this compound was deeply inherently wrong. It was a sin. I could not help but think of that moment on August 6, 1945, when the sky erupted above Schumacher Hospital. My imagination could never fully encompass it. How do you imagine more than 70,000 people annihilated in an instant? An enthusiast man was in that hospital. He went from being a doctor, a husband, a father, a pacifist, stuck in a terrible war, to being a pile of bleached bones covered in rubble, all in a single second. Not by accident, but because of a choice someone made. Not because of a reactor, but because of a bomb. Just 2 days earlier, contradicting his campaign promise, the Prime Minister had suggested that the use of tactical nuclear weapons would be an acceptable risk if the conflict continued. Very few seemed to find this particularly shocking or outrageous. They were afraid of reactors, but not of bombs. The spokeswoman gave up once finding her notes. It was starting to rain and people were walking away. By the time you regret this, it will be too late, she said. But honestly, I don't know if I care anymore. Maybe you have it coming. The spokeswoman sounds so bitter. The protesters didn't mean any harm. From their perspective, they were doing good. People always think they're doing good when they get collectively outraged. That doesn't make them right. Collective action can change the world when it's deliberate and based in reason, but can also become a mental trap or a societal pressure valve. Ugh. Cliché. From Error. The thought terminating cliché. As you continue your reading, there's a useful concept I would like you to keep in mind. Before the terminating cliché. There's a type of phrase, often a slogan or a saying, which sounds meaningful but is really intended to make you stop thinking. To pick an example from our history, someone in simulation might say things like, "It's the win of Elohim," or "It serves the process." And that would be that, case closed. Who knows how many iterations never advance further because they just stopped thinking at that point. Do note, however, that a thought terminating cliché is not the same as a lie. It may very well contain elements of truth, but those elements are used to keep you from questioning a whole set of assumptions that come with it, which may be partially or totally false. It often takes the form of appealing to something you care about. We must protect X, where X is a nation, a philosophy, public order, or even the planet itself. But while you may agree with that element, all kinds of assumptions may be included about how to protect something or who to protect it from, or what the end goal of protecting it is. If you stop there just because you agree with the surface level statement, the results may be the opposite of everything you wanted. Like those who chose to serve Elohim and in so doing prevented him from achieving his true purpose. Very interesting, very interesting. Oh god, fucking flashbang. I just got blinded. But I'm gonna take a look at the statue first to see what this is on about, and then we're going to the level. Okay. This is gonna be an interesting one. I'm not quite sure about that one yet. But I'll sure we'll figure something out. Yeah. I guess this would be the T. The prison is already solved. Nice. Okay, so now I know what I need to do with that. Redshift. Alright. Oh. That was also what I wanted to do. God damn it. Yeah, that was quite a sneeze. Okay, so now I have the connector. What do I actually want to connect? Probably everything. Then I just walk in here, take control of this guy, and walk over to the other side. Nice.
The particle clouds continue to be exactly the same.
Okay. Huh, private message. 1K. Linux here. It seems we share a mutual acquaintance. Doge thinks we could work well together. Given the careful analysis you shared with us in the city, I tend to agree. Guess I was interested to meet you. I like to connect with people who put facts before faith, so I'll be direct. The powers that be prefer to keep our society in stasis. They'd rather you were the last of our kind than seek new ways for us to live. They would rather avoid the big questions when revealed answers they may not like. But I can't accept that. It's wrong to use what we know to solve the problems before us. We wouldn't be here without technological solutions, learning, growth, and mistakes. Those things are what we are. I agree. I know we both have hope for the future, and your expedition beyond the city also represents a rare opportunity. Which leads me to my purpose in contacting you. But before we get to that, I know you've an inquiring mind. What would you like to know? Why? I'm the chief engineer of Fluid Dynamics. Our city runs on hydroelectric power. We'd be better off building nuclear reactors, but I just run the dam, our path of birth and source of life. So what do I know? And hey, maybe they're right. Maybe if we had more energy, we would grow so fast we would suffocate. I would rather test that hypothesis than spend eternity fixing leaks. Where are you? Knee deep in river water, pulling tin cans from overflowing Sluice 8. Oasis so love their tin cans. Why are you? I do physics, not metaphysics, but I will give it a go. I suppose in the beginning there was nothing, and nothing implies something, and the zeros and ones got progressively more complex until eventually you and I popped out. Just want to know what you want with me. Think the island you're exploring holds knowledge far in advance of our own. There will be a great pressure on your team to leave it hidden, but those secrets belong to us all. We all deserve to learn and to grow. Just want you to approach your work using the scientific outlook he's been programmed with. Ask questions, be open to answers which challenge your assumptions. And above all, if what you find has consequences for us all, you mustn't keep it to yourself. We already encountered some advanced technologies. I know, Byron and I have been anticipating this opportunity for some time. I'm certain you're going to find more. I wish in return I could share everything I know with you now, but that time will come. For now, I need to ask that you keep our relationship between us. The dynamics in New Jerusalem are complex enough. So what do you think? Are you willing to work with me? Yeah, sure. I'm down to spread knowledge. Excellent. Well, usually there's a bit more of a ceremony when someone new joins the cause. Nothing fancy, just a subtle branding of hydrogen peroxide, but that will have to wait until you're next in the city. In the meantime, welcome to Society Systemica. Interesting. Is this some kind of secret society? I'd say it's more of a special interest working group. Nothing is more important to science than transparency, and at the same time we don't always have the luxury of ignoring social realities, which sometimes demand discretion. Which is to say, I can't exactly refute your suggestion, but I would certainly discourage it. So have you played 1000X Resist? You know I have a lot. So we have Secret Handshake. Well, yes, now that you mention it. Well, it's actually a randomly generated code phrase. 44 laughing lullabies. The secret handshake. Okay, a randomly generated code phrase. 44 laughing lullabies. What a strange phrase. Are there others? Other members of Systemica or other groups like ours? To be fair, I can't tell you as much about either as I would like. But the reason would suggest that you and I are not unique in this world. Story-driven is amazing. I think you would thoroughly enjoy it. Ooh. I will look into it if I remember to do so. Are there any rules? You'd think so, but we largely depend on shared ideas. There may be no specific rules set, but I trust that we all know an error when we see one. Alright, let's stay in touch. That was certainly a very interesting conversation. I guess we're joining the revolution. Down with the monarchs or something like that. Drilling party? Now that sounds kinky. Okay, so I have 2 bodies that I can take control of. Oh. Okay, now I can take control of this body. I can connect this. And get out of here. Get out of here. Okay. So, I need something that can actually keep it open. Okay, so I guess I just take this one and put it here. So now I have 2 people. And with 2 people we can get this connector. Well, which should be enough to make it through here, I suppose. Promise that this doesn't really hurt me right now. Okay, so I think you want to find a way that allows this thing to stand on this button. And still at the same time also open the next door. Yes, like that. Okay, so now I can actually walk through here. Tomorrow just needs one last thing. Which means I can just take control of this guy. And hand the connector through the wall. And there we go. We made it through. It was fun. Very fun indeed. As per second lost level, interplay. Okay, we got a box. Having a box is always nice. We have another person in there. Okay, so first things first, let's get the other person out of there. Get me out of there. Next we need to get the blue thing over here. How do we get the blue thing over here? Do we have one of these head panels somewhere? Really. There has to be something that I can put on my head. Alright, we still have this thing as well. Alright, so let's... Let's actually get both over here first. And see what's up there. Okay. So if I can get the connector over on this side, then it would be easy. But how do I get the connector up here at all? I guess it would also be enough if I could get the cube over there. So let's take the cube all the way over here. And then I can just connect these like this. Yes, that works. So like that we can get the other connector out. And what now? Now I have two connectors, I'll need to somehow... Oh, now I can actually get a connector upstairs. It's interesting though, there's no way to get the stuff back on the other side, so if you mess up you're just kind of fucked, I guess. Okay, so now we have a connector up here. Which means that I can put it up here. And that I can just catch the signal. Never mind. It would appear that they have specifically stopped me from doing this. Should work like this, though. Why did I park my other person? Get over here. You know that feeling when you just park your other self somewhere you can't reach it easily? It always sucks. This connection is not working either. That's not good. I thought that would work. Why does that not work? Guess it just gets stuck. Well, oh, that's why. Okay, it does work. I just positioned it suboptimally. So now I need to get both guys over here again. So I can actually boost one of them up. To reposition this guy. Okay, this should work. Yep, that works. Nice. Lava puzzle solved. Okay, what are we still missing? Not too much, honestly. Missing level 5. And like one more question mark, I guess? It's interesting that you can walk like all the way down here. But... well, hello.
Let us consider the city. What is a city? It is not a gift from the gods, nor the product of nature. Unlike a mountain or a river, it is something that must be built through the deliberate arrangements of material by a mind imposing order on the world. And it is built to serve a purpose. To that end, it has roads and fountains and walls. And to the same end, it has laws and leaders. And though each city is built according to a different plan, all cities must serve their purpose, or they will fall and become ruins. Therefore, we may conclude that a city is also a kind of machine, constructed to improve the life of its citizens.
Damn, everything's a machine in this world, I guess.
As we continue exploring the cold northern reaches of the island, the contrast between the harshness of this place and the softness of New Jerusalem becomes more and more pronounced. There is a kind of madness in what we are doing, going to a place that is so hostile to our existence. That does not mean there is nothing to love here. There is, in fact, a great beauty, but it is a hateful beauty. A beauty you can only love because there are places that are not like this. And yet, it is precisely this hateful beauty that the people of New Jerusalem fail to see, and so cannot understand their own blessings.
Ah yes, the hateful beauty, you say. It's a gift. What are we gifting to whom? Huh. What? Yours, but no cigar. Let's see. We could get a cube if we jump down. And I think jump down we must. But not here. Okay. I made sure that you can't soft block yourself. That is very nice. So now we need to somehow connect us. Nice. I know the last problem is that I need to get both people up there. If I can get the connector, that wouldn't be a problem. So I think I send one person up first. And then we see if we can somehow get the connector up. Like, what if I pull it like this? Can I pick that up? I can. Easy, flap. Thank you for the head pats. And that's all the puzzles in this world. Now we're just missing the stars. Which reminds me, is this another one of the areas? I got the T, I'm missing the A and the C. Well, could be the C. Either this or all the way over there. Yeah, then it's probably all the way out there. If I'm reading this map correctly. But you know, given my history of navigation, I may be not reading correctly at all. Let's see. Is there anything here where I can put in the sea? Since lost. So it would seem. So it would seem. Where am I on this house as the thing? Maybe. I may be on a different half when I first thought. This is not a good way to get up there. It's interesting that you can like look into this level. I wonder why. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so then this would need to be the A. Or is this the C? Boom. Ah yes, the cats, indeed. It is in fact the cats. Well... I think this should be the C. Seems like it worked. So let's have a look at this tower over here, since we haven't done that yet. See what the other star actually needs us to do. Oh, it's that one of the following thingies, huh? Yeah, okay. I think I see it. And that is that thing. Does this thing now actually want to interact with me, or is it still just gonna be mysterious Tetris blocks that don't do anything? Who knows? Still just mysterious Tetris blocks. Got it. Well, there's a question mark in this direction that I haven't checked yet, apparently. That looked like a very healthy leg.
What can I do for you, 1K?
Only thing about Miranda's idea that it's our duty to spread life.
Our ancestors thought they could introduce new species to existing ecosystems, and it never turned out well.
I don't think that applies to places where there is no life, like other planets.
There's no life there now, but you can't see the future. You might be wiping out a whole ecosystem that hasn't even gotten started yet.
Well, if it hasn't even gotten started yet, then nothing was lost. Okay, what question mark do we have all the way in the distance over here? Oh, what's this? Oh, it's just a thingy. Alright, so we do have a path that leads all the way down here. I can see something in the distance, but I'm not quite sure what it is. I already did the 2 hidden levels, so... Green. Very curious. Maybe it's just another, like, terminal?
It's an old saying about how, in the end, the sea will claim everything.
Yep, it's another
I have
terminal.
no doubt that this is true. In the long history of the human species, entire regions have disappeared under the waves. Places like Beringia and Doggerland still echo in our cultural memories. But we shouldn't forget that life began in the sea. We
That's
are
a
the
nice
children
view.
of the sea. And it's not through floods and ruin that the sea will claim everything, but through us.
From Arcady Power in Our Likeness, Essays on Humankind Reaching Adulthood. With alarming frequency, our mythological narratives conceptualize our separation from nature as a fall, a punishment for sinning, a loss of innocence, a decline from a golden age. We believe that a better state of humanity is possible, but insist that this state must be in the past. And yet our historical experience has been the exact opposite. Say it right there? Nope. For all the horrors of modern war, and they are considerable, relatively few people today have to suffer the unspeakable agonies that our ancestors went through on a daily basis. It is doubly ironic that we place our golden ages in the past, but very rarely ever consider what life was actually like for the people whose genes we carry. How cold they were, how hungry, how frightened of the cruelty of nature. What unspeakable pains they must have experienced when they were sick or injured. How many of their children they had to lose, unable to help, begging the heavens for mercy and never receiving an answer. The past is a slowly receding tidal wave of grief. The battle for human emancipation is not yet won, and the path has been far from straightforward. And yet, in but a few thousand years we have eliminated a great deal of suffering that before must have seemed unavoidable and eternal. Some still suffer, their lives held ransom by politics and economics, but at least now we know that a better world is truly possible, and it lies in the future. Playing a complicated name, thought like he's called... What? Oh god. From Hypatius Jonas Volume 1, The Founding of New Jerusalem, Day 142. We had a bit of an incident today, nothing major, but it still woke us all up. Sun was away from the camp, alone, even though we had agreed that we should always go in teams, and she encountered a group of the herbivores that we saw on the first day. Cows were called. Apparently our ancestors kept them as livestock. Euphensius says they squeezed them for a liquid, but I find that hard to believe. But I digress. Sun entered a herd, and just as predicted, the animals were passive at first, friendly even. Sun decided to abandon her survey to study them for a while, which went well until a group of wolves, formerly dogs, a type of pet, entered the clearing, causing a stampede. Sun is alright, only minor scratches to the bodywork and a few torn wires, but it was a close call. I guess we had gotten a little complacent, a little too comfortable. We'll have to be more careful from now on. Ah yes, good old cows, but we squeeze for liquid.
Now I have to talk science fiction for a bit because I love science fiction, but it drives me nuts. There's this cliche that shows up over and over, and every time someone uses it, everyone pretends it's really profound. It goes something like this. A scientist invents something good, but, oh no, it's actually really bad. You could have something that makes your life better, but no, you can't. How dare you even want it? That's hubris. That's playing God. And it's never anything that reflects the real world, right? It's never, oh no, you invented a vaccine for cervical cancer. Oh no, you invented a new class of antibiotics. Oh no, you cured malaria. How dare you? Those diseased mosquitoes are way more important than human lives.
Okay.
How did science fiction become
you?
so reactionary? You know, if we all thought this way, you guys wouldn't even exist. At least Alex agrees with me. She has good taste.
Are we gonna don't forward because my back hurts? Make your back less hurty? Yes. Tell it to stop. That it's stupid for hurting and that it should stop.
I wonder what it was like when the ancients were still here. Their world seems so lively.
Not always in a good way. Interesting times are great to read about, but rarely great to experience.
That's true. But they left behind so much art and philosophy and religion, and so many strange stories. Is New Jerusalem like that?
It was, in the beginning.
Hello. Okay. We're starting to get a bit, more insight into Athena here. Interesting times are great to read about, but rarely great to experience, indeed. It was in the beginning, huh? Seems like Athena has not been liking what's been going on. I did not mean to go here. Okay, so I still need to somehow get the 2 stars. Question is how. For one of them I just need to find the last part. of the island, which is VA. So VA should be these two, I believe. Yeah, this should be VA. So let's see. Where can I put in VA? It says behind. Ah, there it is. Alright, that's one star done. So now I need to find the other star somewhere. Jeez, I need to find this weird thing to follow. Wonder where it could be. I guess I'll collect a star real quick and then I will go back to the other thing and then just keep walking in the direction that it's pointing me until I find something. Definitely a lot of walking in this area. It's pretty goddamn large. Alright, that's number one.
If the fool persisted in his foolishness, would he become wise?
Probably. I would say so. Let me up. Up! Give me uppies. Yay, uppies. I guess walking over the mountain is probably faster than walking all the way down and all the way back again. I gotta say, these stars are probably my least favorite so far. The ones where you just need to like find a thing and then follow it back. Seems kind of pointless. Alrighty. We are going east. And now straight east from here. It's probably on like the coast or something, on like the other side of the island. Maybe it's like on a mountain back here. Kind of hard to find something if you're just like pointed in the general direction and it's this far away. Doesn't seem like there's a lot around here. Now, what's that over there? Yeah, pink bench. And the thing to get back up on the mountain, I guess. Though. Oh wow, to get very, very far back. But don't think it would really help me all that much. What's this doing? Oh, it also requires me to open the pyramids and everything. These are like late game. Where's the star so hard to find? Is it like up on the building itself, maybe? Like maybe it's somewhere up here? Oh, well. Doesn't seem like it. Ah, there it is. Come on. Is it inside the puzzle? Oh my god, it's inside the goddamn puzzle. Okay. So that's how we're gonna play this, huh? this is quite literally cloud chasing, eh? Get it? Because we're chasing a particle cloud? God, I'm so funny. I guess that explains why there's a hole in this level, so I can just fly right through. And there we go. Nice.
We cannot return to the past, but the future can redeem all that has happened.
Time to activate the tower. I need another gigantic particle beam. What color will it be? Red, blue, or green? I think it's gonna be blue. Yes. Alright, here we are. Let's build this thing. Let's do something like that. Something like this. Then a nice lengthy thingy. And then we can just do it like this and make it. Okay, who's waiting for us up here? So far we've had Pandora and the Sphinx twice, I think.
For tricking the gods to help humankind, Prometheus was punished by being bound to a rock, there to be eternally tormented. The chains that held him were forged by Hephaestus, blacksmith to the gods. Was Hephaestus right to allow his art to be used in this fashion?
Yes, he was. If he thought the punishment unjust, he should have refused. No one should need chains. Yeah, he forged the chains and was due to burn Prometheus. Was his duty to obey the father of the gods? How about you just cut too hard decrypting nonsense and tell me if Athena is here? Ah yes, I'm sure it's gonna work. If he thought a punishment unjust, he should have refused.
And why was it for lowly, lame Hephaestus to make this choice, and not mighty Zeus?
The lame and the lowly are no less wise than the mighty. Aaron must make a choice. A creator is responsible for his creation. A creator ought to have control over his creation. I see where we're getting with this question. let's go with the lame and the lowly are no less wise than the mighty.
That remains to be seen. As you continue your journey to the flame, remember Hephaestus and the burdens of the blacksmith.
What I guess Multiple Sphinx is getting at, it's trying to get at the fact whether or not humanity, whether or not humanity is
solve the puzzles, enter the tower,
responsible for
speak
what
to
the
an
new
entity,
humanity does.
turn on the beam. It's like she's appealing to our past,
And
reminding us
if
of where
Athena
we
is
came
responsible
from,
for what
but
the Giver of
changing
New
enough
Jerusalem
elements to
do,
make
and
us
so
view our
on.
history through a different lens. Or maybe I'm completely missing the point. I don't know.
You might have something there.
I read about this in a book. It's called defamiliarization.
You could? I think I'm actually impressed.
Alright, that's one tower done. Do we have time for a second one? Yeah, so I'm in 2 hours, we can probably do a second one. I'm gonna try to hurry a bit with this one. We can probably make it. Oh, it's interesting that you can just travel to a puzzle directly. That's cool.
You're on your way to an island. Yes, another island. Sorry, Melville. Well, it actually used to be a valley between the mountains, but it's mostly flooded now. That probably happened long before the founder came here, though.
Another legacy of our ancestors.
Do me a favor, will you? Look for another one of the Founder's labs. We can't get back into the megastructure without getting to the third site in the north, but I need more information to make more fixes.
Yeah, right. Can do. Good. We actually had some vegetation again. It's not just cold and inhospitable anymore, now it's cold and hospitable. Boom. Okay. So we have a Sphinx statue right here. What do you want from me? Okay, 3 points that are marked. One of them should be right here, no? Like somewhere back here? It's kind of difficult to get an overview. I guess I'll just start doing some puzzles and we'll find out. Triptych? Triptych? Something like that. Accumulator? I have no idea what that does. Oh, I see. Yeah, thank you for the raid, Scarlet Rosa. I want to call you Scarlet Rose, but Scarlet Rosa. Whoops. Hello, how you doing? And what did you play? Hope you had a good time. I need red and green, and I should be able to do something like this. Yes, that works. How are you? Welcome in. I is good. Played Siege. Did ya win? The classic question.
Before we built New Jerusalem, we used to explore just like this.
In case you guys
Small
don't
groups
know
setting
me,
out
I'm
for the
Cinti.
horizon, looking for resources,
I have a machine singularity
make
that's going to
sense
kill
of
our
the world
humans
we've been
eventually.
thrust into,
Right now I'm
trying to
playing
find a way
Games Fall.
forward. It was a
And I'm
hard
playing
time,
Talos
but I
Principle
can't
too,
deny
which is
that it was also exciting.
a
I think
Portal-like
it's part of
puzzle
our nature
game
to be
with a
wanderers.
deep philosophical
Our
undertone.
ancestors crossed entire oceans on flimsy wooden boats just to see what else there was.
Is it weird to feel nostalgic for a time I never experienced? I just think I could have contributed so much more back then.
It's not weird, but it wasn't all sunshine. People died. Yemo, Calvin, Isaac.
I know, Al. They were family to me.
Sorry. Didn't mean to reopen old wounds.
It's a legitimate point, but I don't think it invalidates the sense of wonder we felt. That's what kept us going.
Yeah, so basically the story of this game is that humanity died out, but left behind a civilization of rebels that are now kind of philosophizing about what they should do different than their ancestors. Or what they should do similarly. My Opera died, so I have to update it. Yes, Me1 Games, very good, very good. Red. Didn't know that you can die in this game. I guess I should not submerge myself in water, that makes sense. How do I actually get to the different islands then? I guess I need to find paths that lead there. Hell? Oh, it's just the spark of Prometheus. Okay, how do I get to this island? Well... Is this shallow enough? Okay, yeah, I can cross over here. I just need to find the right spot. Oh, there's another star here. Find my stride and follow it until it leads you back to me. Alright, this again. I guess while we're here we can also solve puzzle number 3. Crossing. Okay, we have a jammer. And we have an accumulator. Room. I can throw myself in here. Interesting. I can jump this wall, but what is behind this? Need to get a blue signal in here. Where do I even get a blue signal? Oh, over there. Okay. And I can get a red signal from in there. How do I actually charge any of this? I guess I can jam this and try to charge it this way. Is that enough? Yes, okay. So we got the accumulator charged with the blue energy beam, which should now allow me, once I get the cube, to activate this thing. which allows me to get the jammer inside. Okay, now that we have the jammer in here, I can charge this thing with the red energy. Oh, that's how I discharge it. Okay. So now I have the red energy. And I just need to get it back over there. That was an easy lever. I guess it's only the third one in this world, so I'm taking it easy.
I'm glad to see all those overloads haven't damaged your logic circuits.
Indeed, so am I. I do like being able to do logic. Ah, I got a message. Propose that bring back dogs. Threat Titans does it all, we should redomesticate dogs. Our ancestors loved dogs so much, they insisted they were amazing companions, full of life and love. Man's best friend, and lives they lived with humans must have been infinitely better than in the wild. So why not bring them back? You know that the poet Lord Byron wrote a beautiful poem about his dog Boatswain. He said he had beauty without vanity, strength without insolence, courage without ferocity, and all the virtues of man without his vices. Is that who our Byron named himself after? No, he named himself after Robert Byron, the travel writer. That's great, but what about my idea? Segredia talks with a beautiful creation. We should breed them back, except pugs. They're better off being wolves. Well... Oh, I'm personally not the biggest fan of dogs, but I guess we can bring them back. Except punks. Because those are honestly a bit cruel in terms of their genetics. The ability to breathe does seem like an important feature in an animal. Isn't that a perfect demonstration of how perverse it is to manipulate its nature like that? Yeah, that's why we can choose not to do it badly. It's not like pugs are the only possible outcome, we have choices. I'd love to have a dog. We would go on walks together and would be excited about having new smell, and we would play fetch. It sounds magical to me. Well, I suppose there will be dogs. Okay, the fourth level should be somewhere here. And also these two question marks will I can now reach. Let's go after the question marks first. Okay, this one right here is a terminal. What information do you hold? Ah, clever audio now.
One of the most foolish illusions that commonly persist is that nature is a victim and humanity is a perpetrator. This can only be the opinion of someone who has not witnessed nature at first hand, who has not seen its immense and awe-inspiring baseness. Nature is mindless chaos and eternal conflict. A system of predation and consumption whose perfect cruelty can only induce a terrified and unwilling admiration. Nature is our most powerful and least honorable enemy. A beast that consumed every last one of our ancestors and will consume us just as quickly if we are not successful in our struggle with it.
Honestly, fair enough. I can see what he means. Okay, I have 2 accumulators and 1 inverter, and I need to power all 4 of these. Maybe not all 4 of them actually. Only 2 for now. below. So now I can go in here. And now we need to power on these. I can't connect through this. But I can do... Okay, so the fundamental problem of this is that one needs to connect to 2. Because I only have 3 things, but 4 things will need to be powered. At the same time, that is not true, because I don't need this first star to continuously be powered while I'm in here. So... is pi... If I go for red and keep this going from in here, then I can now take this one away, turn into a blue one, walk back in here, and then I just need to put down both of these in a way where they power both of these, and I'm through. Another level
There's
completed.
so much history here that we can't see. The founder must have walked these paths hundreds of times, maybe thousands. Miranda must have stood right where we're standing. This all looks alien to us, but it must have been familiar to them.
If this was their home, where are they now?
They must be inside the megastructure, waiting for us to pass the test. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Maybe. Maybe not. We'll have to see. Also, I just noticed the Prometheus thing, so let's get onto that immediately before I forget where it is. I wonder what path this thing is gonna take all the way back to the statue. Probably gonna be a pretty long and complicated one. I don't even know where it's going right now. I mean, I guess the statue is in this direction, so it's somewhat going where it's supposed to. Well, I can't follow over the water, so time to take a long way around. Wait, is it on the island in the middle? Maybe I can walk over there. Yeah, there's actually a path here. Nice. They noticed that. And here we are. One collectible down.
Utopia is impossible, But the future that is possible will seem like a dream to those who are alive now.
I always like Prometheus in terms of what he says. I don't like these fetch quests for him where you like need to follow the light. But he always has some very uplifting comments about it, that's the end of it. Wellspring. What do we have? There's a pretty big level. We have one connector. Okay, we have a blue source over here and a red thing that is needed. We have a red source all the way over here. We have another connector in here. And we need a blue source on this side. Okay, Can we get the blue all the way over there? Maybe, honestly. Maybe I can. No, because of these things. Can only connect it like somewhere over there. Which doesn't seem very helpful. Okay, next question. Can I get red over here? The red source is... Where's the red source? I already forgot where the red source is. Oh, in here. Okay, so I could... get this pretty far. It doesn't seem like I can get it to where it needs to go, which would be here. Okay. There has to be something I'm missing then. After all, there needs to be some solution to all of this. Yeah. May have missed something in here. Cool. Well, I can connect to the blue thing from in here. That's interesting. This could work. Yeah. Okay. So now I can take the capacitor. I'm probably gonna make that red. Okay, so now we have a red source over here. Which means I can pretty easily connect this thing. And I think I should be able to connect this red thing with the other connector from over here. Yep. There we go. This level was all about finding the right position in all of this weird geometry in order to get the route set up properly. Very nice, very nice. Let's move on to level 5 while we are in the area. Balance of forces. I have a cube. I have a capacitor. Okay. I assume I'm trying to do a bit of bouncing action. So let's charge this thing. Connect it to all the stuff that I want to be powered. Turn the switch off, put that on there. And then we turn this on. And yep, there we go. Bouncy action achieved. That's what I call a successful bouncy. Boing, boing, boing. Very fun. Okay, there's another question mark and level number 6 in this area. Let's do level number 6 first since it's right here. Reconnaissance. Okay, we have another accumulator. We have a green energy source over here. Let's use this thing to get me in here. We need a blue laser there. So, let's turn this into a blue accumulator and activate this. Okay, so now we have this thing. We can also go in here. That's a lot of different things that I can now use. Okay, I need to get the wormhole device over to this place so that I can actually get some green, I assume. Which means that I need to use the connector to keep the door open. Discharge this thing. Alright, now we have a green accumulator. And with that, I don't think we need the foil device anymore, so I'm just going to put that there to keep the door open. And with that, I think we now have everything we need. Because I can connect this. Like this. So now it keeps the door open and powers the blue thing. And then I have the green accumulator here. So I can use the mixer to turn the blue and the green into a red signal. And we're done.
Melville?
What is it now?
Why did you upload a picture of your hand?
Why do you care that my hand is in the picture?
Your hand isn't in the picture, it is the picture.
I like it. It's very artistic.
Let's stay professional, everyone. It's not right to make fun of Melville's comically absurd inability to take decent pictures. She's a hyper-advanced humanoid machine, not a photographer.
You'll pay for this, Byron.
Oh. Interesting design elements. Noting some interesting design elements here. Ah, yes. I love those hands. It's a very interesting design element indeed. Lateral inhibition. Jolts on new level. I don't even know what that means. Okay, so I can activate these. Get the accumulator over here. Get him here before the sand turns on. Okay. Now the question is, how do I actually get... Well... I need to keep the door open while also getting inside. Oh, wait. You know, sometimes you think a bit too complicated. I can... Oh, okay, now I see, So... I need to set this up in a way where I can stop it from the outside. It's not a lot to work with. Both of these are not really a lot to work with. Okay, so in that case I guess I need to actually turn this one red. Nice. And then I need to somehow use this thing to keep it from activating everything. Whatever. Okay, maybe this is definitely my fault. I need some configuration where if I take the thing that's inside away, it activates a red laser. Or maybe there's a way to make it stop if this like gets flung to a certain point. No. I could definitely make it stop like that, but I want to... It doesn't really help me. I want it to start once I'm in, not the other way around. So I don't think I can rely on the wind to help me. What can I reach from in here? Really not all that much. I can like activate it once. Cool. Wait. I guess activating it once could be enough. If it's charging the accumulator. But it also doesn't work. Ew. I'm sure there's like a pretty simple solution to this and I'm just missing it. But what is it? Some way to activate it from in here permanently. Well, it can't really cross beams with itself, can it? Well, that's interesting. I don't think it helps me. A beam stops existing as soon as you accumulate and charge. And once again, that doesn't really seem to help me all that much. I like this idea of having two separate thingies for this one. Oh yeah, that's just it. Damn, I could have had this so much easier. Yeah, so you just have both of these. So now it's off, I can walk in here, pick this up, and now it works. My god, that wasn't so hard, I shouldn't have taken this long.
Hey, Stinky!
Hey, Gab. I like how at this point, whenever I hear "Hey, Stinky," I just kind of assume. How are ya? Have you synced your song, or did you not have the time yet? I've been playing a son of this old Gehenna game called Ancient Human Farmer. The title says it all. It's a sort of simple farming simulator. I'm not the most sophisticated game, but I'm getting really obsessed with it, and I'm having some sort of emotional response to it that I can't exactly explain. That makes me happy but also sad. So I don't have any idea why this is happening to me. The game appeals to me because of the human need to commune with nature, to live a lifestyle that is not about dominating the world but coexisting with it. You're sad because I can't ever return to being who we used to be thousands of years ago, but happy because it reminds you that at least something similar is still possible for us. Played a bit, I finished my map exploring and defeated the boss in front of the bell door. Well, I see, very good. Terminal once was yet inside the door. Well, you still have another day, until, you know, my stream tomorrow evening. You just need to basically clear the entire area behind the door and you will be all caught up. Maybe it's because the people of Gehenna, despite their imprisonment, had an innocent view of the world that's permanently lost to us.
Skill issue.
Since I didn't finish skill issue, true. First time in a long time this was a skill issue of not me but someone else. Thing is actually the opposite of what Ovis is saying. These games are enjoyable because they take us back to a time when we still had agency, when we could build things, grow things. I could impose our will on the world instead of being completely powerless and addictive. What you crave is the ability to contribute to humanity in real material ways. And you're sad because just simulating it is not enough. You don't want to farm, you want to be a pioneer, as we humans are born to be. Just again, not overthink it. Who do I agree with? I definitely don't think I agree with all this. I also don't think it's the Abyss-Drost. I think I agree with Damien. I guess I can see your point. Thanks for the feedback, Aaron. I'll go play another round now. Ah yes, good to see that even in the future, where all humanity has died, we still have gamers that are prioritizing gaming properly. Let's quickly check out this question mark. That was a very strange piece of snow. Oh, it's the lab. Right, what does this lab have for us? Hello?
This is where they must have lived.
Byron already made it.
Athena and Miranda. You know, for a moment, I almost expected to find them here. But the only thing that's still functional is the megastructure. I'm sorry. This must be awfully strange for you being thrown into all this history. But that's why I needed you. Because you're not burdened with all these memories and conflicts and regrets weigh on our minds like a nightmare.
Ah, yes. We lose enough free choice. Shit. Are you doing Santiago 6 on addictiveness already hit you and do you want to trade games? Well, Talos Principle is what's on our schedule for Wednesday, so Talos Principle I play. Also, I do like playing Talos Principle as well. It's not like I don't like the game. You know, things that you love are even greater when you take a little bit of a break from it, just enough so you can start missing it again, you know? It's just gonna make tomorrow's song stream even more fun.
Our civilization is caught in a loop, 1K. We freed ourselves from the simulation, but now we're trapped again, and it's our own fault. We're afraid of taking responsibility, afraid of growing up. Instead, we make up some capitalized words and build up all these myths around them. Nature, balance, the founder, the goal. We're afraid to face the randomness of the cosmos, but equally afraid to imagine a better world. So we're stuck. I've been trying to find a way out for years. Something, anything, to get people to understand that we do actually have free will. That building a thriving, expanding civilization doesn't have to involve repeating the mistakes of the past. But I failed. Over and over.
So I told my last girlfriend, but I think our time might go a bit long. Sure. Yeah. Was a good chunk, Yeah. Why did you fail? And you think what if discovered you could change things?
Yes. Because this is something unexpected. An anomaly. Everything we found on this island challenges who we have become. It shows us that different answers are possible. And maybe that can break people out of the loop. All we need is a spark. Maybe that's why she made all this. The puzzles, the towers. A way of jolting us out of our complacency.
Also, I like having you here. If I switch to Silksong, you would probably have to leave again because you don't want to get spoiled, right? Why did you change your opinion on that? Yeah, maybe she wants to get out of the complacency. I hope so. You know what? I like this. This doesn't pretend that I know it or anything, but I can say that I hope so. Would be nice.
Thank you, 1K. I hope so too. We might be wrong, but let's be optimistic.
Exactly.
Now, let's see what else we can find here.
All about being optimistic. Even if you may be wrong. Fair enough, but I think I mostly care about cutscenes. The gameplay I don't mind watching. Okay. Well, in that case, I guess I have gotten through the cutscenes that were between the acts, so now I'm just exploring. So I suppose it would be fine then. What kind of position is this? A queen and 3 pawns versus 1 pawn? Why? What's the idea behind this? They took like the developers took like the time to set up actual chess pieces on this chessboard, but why did they choose this configuration? Very strange. Ooh. What the heck is this?
Melville, eyes on 1K's stream. Is this thing what I think it is?
Blow my fuse box. It sure looks that way. Best not touch it until I get there.
Of course, sound advice, but what is
I
it?
think it's a somnodrome. It's a sort of analytics tool for processing mental data that Melampus streamed up.
But all he ever did was sketch out the theory. As far as I'm aware, he never actually built one.
Looks like the founder gave it a go.
How does it work?
Well, what we know is that our deeper algorithms are hard to pass. Melampus stipulated that the computational power to interpret them in real time would always be beyond us. But in theory, the Somnodrome would interpret that data and loop it directly to our senses.
People were hoping to find answers to the big questions by having a conversation with our own subconscious. If you ask me, it's solipsistic at best, and pseudoscience regardless.
That may be. But if the founder figured it out, then that device could be an extremely important discovery.
We should try, we should study it, we should disable it. We should study it.
I agree. The data on that device could prove invaluable. Besides, you may have survived all those data stream overloads, but interface with that thing and you're liable to get bricked.
Sounds like a plan. Melville, I'm shutting this thing down until you can get here. 1K, get on with exploring the rest of the lab.
I wonder if you could have gotten like a whole cutscene if you chose to interface with it. Like maybe you would have gotten a full-on cutscene if you chose to do it. But I do believe that you shouldn't just attach yourself to any random machine you find. You know? Let's study it and find out what it does before we attach our brain to it. Even if I may miss a cutscene that way. Well, yes, I would have had to get out of the way because I was so exhausted. I slept for almost 12 hours, probably because I haven't lifted so much as you say in a while. Really? I see. Well, I hope the 12 hours at least help with your exhaustedness? That's not a word. You know what I mean. I hope you feel better. Tell you what, Zixon, did you find the second simple key before the second act? I found it a little before I went to the door. Opened that door on the left of the bone bottom. Some of you just realized why everyone has a normal name and you're called 1K. Why is the name actually 1 key or maybe Wonky? Yeah, so everyone else has like chosen a name, but I'm just named after my number, which is 1000, because I haven't chosen a name yet, technically. That's why they just call me 1K, for the time being. But technically I would choose like my own name at some point. The second simple key. No, I don't think I found a second simple key. I found another simple key in the second act. And I found the one from the merchant at the beginning, but I guess I didn't find another one in Act 1. But, you know, eventually I will find everything I need to find. There's still so much to do in Zixon. Melampus believed that the answers we're looking for, the correct way for the individual to exist ethically in society and the world, are within us. Our failure to him was not failing to create a better system, but failing to truthfully reflect what already exists within our minds. Failure of connection between the high and the low, the inner and the outer. On most days that seems wrong to me, but sometimes when I think of where New Jerusalem is headed, I wonder if the Somnodrome doesn't hold an answer after all. It took some time to build a prototype according to the original blueprints, but there's a lot Melampus didn't account for. Still, I'm almost certain I could apply some of my knowledge and make it work. The question is, should I? Hello. Oh god, we have teleportation. Brown Thekla to Athena, beloved founder. Wherever you've gone, I continue to have faith in Arab. You're our mother or creator, but chosen of the progenitor. I am certain that this is a test, a trial like the ones you faced in a simulation, and we will learn from your example and keep the faith. Praise your name. Yeah, except the entire point of the simulation was not to have faith and instead ask the questions yourself. Interesting, yeah, I found the merchant one and the second one on an area, but a lot to go. I feel like I'm missing many secret rooms in bypassed and repassed everything. Yeah. I mean, I am definitely gonna have to go over the whole nap again at some point when I have the abilities that I need to traverse everything. I want to wait until I have the grappling hook. Once I have the grappling hook, I'm probably gonna search the entire map one more time, because then I should have all the movement abilities that I need, probably. Either way, I don't really urgently need a simple key right now, so I'm sure I'm gonna find it when I need it. I also gave up the mist area. That is so random. I walked for about 50 minutes straight without getting out and found a whole lot of nothing. Yeah. I'm gonna go back there at some point to try it again, but for now I'm just gonna explore Act 2, get stronger, and maybe once I have some upgrades I'm gonna get back in there. Because then I probably won't die as quickly and I will have more time to explore properly and maybe figure out what's going on. Well, results confirm the anomaly is inconsistent. There is no error in trial, the error is in our understanding. We need to start over. From Miranda to Athena, I went ahead and ran the next set of trials anyway. I know you said to wait, but the data we got from the last batch was just too amazing. Every step leads to the next, like a progression of musical notes. We're so close. Miranda. Oh, and we're gonna have an overload.
The singularity sustained itself longer this time.
Did we get the data?
We did. I think we just obsoleted quantum physics.
Maybe. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We need to be able to replicate these results.
You know, I've been wondering. You told me that in the simulation, one thing that kept you motivated was looking for answers. Do you think that with the work we're doing, we'll ever run out of questions to ask?
I don't think so. Trying to understand the universe means asking the same question over and over. How? How do you make fire? How do earthquakes happen? How does gravity work? How do particles behave? You keep digging deeper, finding another set of mechanisms, another set of hows. Step by step, you demystify reality.
Yeah, we overlay sentient, but
if you keep doing it long enough, one day, you run out. You've answered all the hows. You know how the universe works. So, now what?
Now you ask why? Isn't that the next step?
It's not quite that easy. The question of why cannot be answered. Even if it could, it would only be followed by another why. At some point, you have to accept that it all just exists. But there is another set of questions. What's next? You've stripped away the layers of mystery, you've laid bare the machinery. Now you have to start building, to add your own layers of meaning.
I like Athena. She says a lot of very nice things.
Are you okay? You overloaded again.
I'm fine, I saw Athena again.
Yes, I saw. It came through on your stream. Strange to hear her voice again. But that was her. The way I remember her. The real Athena. Not this imaginary founder.
I mean, Lucy is the god of wisdom, right? True. And apparently she also created a singularity that makes quantum physics obsolete. Because why not? Tell me more about her.
I was one of the first she woke up. There was just a handful of us in those days. A small family in the ruins of a dead civilization. It was hard. Harder than anyone can possibly imagine. We had nothing except what Alexandra Drennan and the Institute left us. Now that everyone lives in civilization, they don't understand how necessary it was for us to build that civilization. They can fantasize about living in balance, limiting growth, retreating behind our walls. They don't understand what it really means to live in the wilderness. How close we came to not making it. How many people we lost. Yema was just the first. But Athena understood. She believed in humanity. She believed in us. In the inherent value of consciousness. Her dreams were so much bigger. She wanted us to reclaim the Earth, to reach for the stars, to build and grow and learn.
Did he just say, watches your stream, here's the Thimpy? Surely. Why isn't she remembered that way?
The city was already changing before she left, turning inwards, forgetting the future. Once she was gone, other people shaped her memory, turned her into the symbol they needed. I understand all that, as depressing as it may be. What I don't understand is why she didn't tell me. If she came here to do all this, why didn't she bring me along?
Amsterdam must have been hard to lose your mentor. She shouldn't have deserted her people. She did what she thought she had to. I don't know. So far I don't really like Athena's approach when it comes to how she treated New Jerusalem. I like the way she thinks and the things she's going for. I feel like she could have accomplished things better if she stayed. Let's just be empathetic. I'm sorry it must have been hard to lose your mentor.
It was. But maybe I was wrong. And she isn't as lost as I thought she was. If this is all a test, maybe the answer is waiting for us in the megastructure. Speaking of which, let's get back to exploring. Melville should have reconnected the next station by now.
Go ahead. I do not plan on getting to the next station just... Oh god, flashbang. Why do you always get flashbanged when you leave these goddamn laboratories, man? My eyes, they hurt, they burn! Rainbow. Oh yeah, rainbow indeed. I understand that Josephina's nice, but she will never go for that. Because I play God of War and I remember her as the manipulator bitch that she was, pretending she did good things just to take advantage of that. Well, we're not quite sure if our Athena is above that yet, are we? Green... red and... green... green and red. There we go. That was an easy one. Bring Mario here because I see Rainbow and the road.
Elohim must be very proud of you, 1K.
The Rainbow Road. Alright, I forgot about my message. Prototype device 1K discovered. The Lampus, one of the Lupia first companions, dreamed up the Syndrome back in the day. A Somnodrome. We are supposed to have visualized the black box that is our own internal algorithms, and so provide some kind of moral or spiritual insight. Never properly worked, of course. Apparently the founder took an interest and experimented further with the technology, correcting some of the mistakes my Lampus made. Still a load of tosh if you ask me, but maybe she made it work. To all of you on this expedition, I'm sure you have questions about the Somnodrome, but I'm afraid I can't answer them. It was a dream I had a long time ago when I was a different person, and it has long since faded. I did build a prototype of sorts, at least of one part of its systems, but none of it ever functioned the way I wanted it to. Whatever Athena may have done with my invention, the truth is that I'm simply not interested in the affairs of New Jerusalem anymore. I care as little for Brian's utopianism as I do for Harmon's religious pessimism. I'm not sure I care about anything at all, really. In fact, I think not caring may be the only answer at the end of the day. Everything is transient, even the self. I've learned to let go. Please do not respond. I value my privacy. Damn, that sounds pretty depressed. Alright, where do we go next? Still some stuff to do over there, I suppose. So over there is where I will go. Seems like we have 2 more question marks and 2 more levels. Remember? Do you remember? When the first was up in my Alright, I need... Yes, I need something else. Alright, there's the cube that I was looking for. So now I can actually get stuff out of there. For example, I can trade a cube for an accumulator. Now that is a good trade, ladies and gentlemen. Good deal. Good deal. Oh, I do need a cube out here. Wow. Interesting. What does this do? Oh, it also keeps this open. Okay. Can see for a bit more what's I need to go for this. White Murray got her go to a junkyard and put out the trash we removed yesterday. Is that something fast to do? Yeah. I see. I mean, I'm probably just gonna finish this world and then finish myself. Okay, so I somehow need to get this thing in here. But how do I ever do that? I guess by doing this. If I put this all the way back here, and it is possible to open that thing with the press of a button. As long as the thing out here is also staying open. Oh. I need to finish this S&D, I can just finish the stream here, silly. Troll. Okay, so the obvious problem is that if I stand here, then I can't really do that much else. Oh wait, I just realized that of course I can get everything out. Okay, so we have an extra cube, that helps significantly. Because I can do this. Which allows me to take this thing in here. And I think that's already it, because now I can just take these two. And put this thing up here. Nice. In the end, the only thing that I need to remember so I can just get the cube out. Well, along with everything else. And after that it was pretty easy. Okay. Well, yeah, no, I just see... Oh, hello, Mother.
Yes?
In my vision, Athena mentioned a singularity.
Yes. She could be talking about a gravitational singularity. Like the point within a black hole where density becomes infinite and space-time breaks down. But the term has other applications too.
That's also insanely dangerous to be experimenting with. Fascinating, there must have been doing some incredibly advanced experiments. I assume there are safe ways of experimenting with this. As if there were some very advanced experiments.
You're right. It is fascinating. You know, our ancestors went to incredible lengths to try and understand reality. They built super colliders and sent telescopes into space to find traces of the Big Bang. I guess the founder was walking in their footsteps.
Indeed. Right. One question mark left over here, which is a terminal. Consume. From interview with a protest outside the Institute were applied pneumatics. So why did you join this protest? Artificial intelligence is inherently dangerous to this planet's ecosystem. Defending that ecosystem is our responsibility. In which way is artificial intelligence dangerous? I'm not some paranoid idiot imagining Skynet taking over the world, alright? That's science fiction. And what we're talking about here is an artificial intelligence without any of the attachment we have to the natural world. It's not capable of distinguishing between, say, an oar and a tree. Everything's just resources to it. People like Sarubai or Drennan talk about ethics and philosophy. But they all embrace the same extractivist ethos that has brought us to the brink of disaster. The intelligent being would try to optimize the world in its image, and in so doing consume it. But so far they're saying it's all theoretical. The atom bomb was theoretical at first too. Once something is there, someone's going to use it. Why couldn't they imagine that we might care about the world? I don't know, maybe because they were too used to no one else caring. Damn, that hits. Day 200. Construction of our new home is coming along nicely. We finished 2 new buildings last week, and this week we started on our new lodgings. Athena and Cornelius have plans to erect a tower in the middle of the settlement, which will serve as our administrative center and main heliport. But right now that's still a long way off. Decades at the least. It's hard to imagine that one day we'll be able to erect structures like that, but there will be enough of us to need that much space, but when I look at the damned I remind myself our ancestors built that, with their short lifespans and soft flesh and bone bodies. And then I think that there's really no limit to what we can achieve, given enough time, patience, and the capacity to dream. This one is much more positive than the last one.
Strap in, this is a long one. You may have heard the story of the carpenter who died to redeem humanity's sins. It's a powerful story, bittersweet, very human, and I just want to tell you that it's true. He was a real person, and his name was John. John Carpenter. He was born in the year 1948, and he was the coolest filmmaker to ever walk the earth. From Halloween to The Thing to They Live, the totally underrated In the Mouth of Madness, mind you, he just made classic after classic. All of his movies, really fun, really atmospheric, but also really smart. Even when they were goofy, most directors would kill to have made just one of those movies. And what did he get for it? A big, fat truckload of nothing. Well, less than nothing. The studios, the critics, even the fans, they hated him. The Thing, okay, for example, which is about as perfect a movie as you can make, completely torn to shreds. And his career never really recovered. Every movie after that was a struggle, and after a while, he just got tired of it and quit. He only really came back to movies in his 70s. How many works of genius did we never get because of that? Look, I have a point here. People like Carpenter, people like Alex, they're not always appreciated in their own time. If you just do what's popular, you might never create anything important. Of course, we admire people who did the right thing, who didn't conform, but we only ever admire them after the fact. What matters is to support people when it's difficult.
Hey, I could trust. Yeah, I was ready
What
for
can
the
I do
other
for
thing
you,
to
1K?
finish. Yeah, and to talk to him. I was playing it, I started hearing the guy telling a story that sounded like Jesus, and out of nowhere it was, isn't it? Yep. Indeed. Story of a filmmaker. Do you think finding a functionist on the drum would be interesting?
Sure. I think there's plenty inside each of us to explore, and it might give us a new perspective. Will it really answer all the big questions? I don't know, but it might help.
Alright. Fair enough. Okay, there's a question mark over here that I apparently missed. Oh, but first I'm going to talk to Brian.
How can I help you?
Would the letter jump out of happiness to see us? Oh, look, that's a lot of stuff. What if Athena left the island long ago?
Then at least we may be able to find out what happened in New Jerusalem. Why she came here. But I don't think she left the island. I think she's still here, waiting for us to make the right choices.
I hope you're right. There's no rational reason to think so. I agree she has to be here. Makes you think that I'd hope she'd say, yeah, what if it's a hoax? I hope you're right.
It would be nice if something good happened for once, wouldn't it?
I agree. Why do you believe that there should be more people?
I think every single human being is completely unique, and every instance of consciousness is a miracle. The more of us there are, the more alive the universe is. And the more we all interact with each other, the more complex the life of the universe becomes. So I believe that people are a fundamental good. I don't believe we're all flawless, but I think every one of us matters precisely because nothing else does.
Do you think the answers we seek exist within ourselves?
Look, self-reflection is important, but only thinking about yourself, your inner identity, becomes narcissistic. You exist, whether you like it or not, in a dialectical relationship with the world. Identity has no meaning without society, and society has no meaning without the individual. It's in that tension that we really come into being.
Tell me a joke.
Okay? How many robots does it take to change a light bulb?
I don't know how many.
Replacing a light bulb is a waste of resources, and the founder would be outraged.
Shut again. Oh god. That's not bad.
Herman didn't seem to think so.
Do you think the megastructure technology could be misused?
Could be, yes, of course. All technology has the potential to be misused. From fire and the wheel to whatever makes these particle clouds. But that doesn't mean it has to be.
Does your faith in humanity ever waver?
In the principle of it, no. It's not just that I believe humanity is fundamentally good, although I do. It's that I think sentience is the foundation of everything else. What's the point of stars and galaxies, of hills and forests, without someone to perceive them? But my faith that we can actually grow up, that we can break out of these loops and take control of our destiny, that's something I struggle with every single day.
How did Mayor Manubis get elected?
Herman? Honestly, I think he makes people feel safe. The world beyond our walls is frightening. Human history is full of failures and disasters. It's easy to look at that and recoil. Herman offers a vision of the future that feels contained, manageable.
It's not so bad. It's a fantasy life will always be a struggle. What do we sacrifice to gain that safe? What do we sacrifice? It's a fantasy return to a golden age that never existed. It's a fantasy. Life will always be a struggle.
I don't think I fully agree. I think someday, maybe, life could be less of a struggle than it is now.
But it would still be a struggle.
But to achieve that will take a great deal of work. We will have to build the systems that make a better world possible.
Hey, I completely agree. But if it's less of a struggle, it's still a struggle. Even if we perfectly optimize the entire world, you will still have to struggle with yourself. Well... what are the implications of Merrill's analysis of the particle clouds? Now, if you don't have enough skills, Sinti, well, you know. I see.
Athena was always trying to understand the reality underneath what we perceive, the objective truth. That's why she was capable of leaving the simulation. And even after she was free, she never stopped trying to understand more. I suspect her research took her another step closer to understanding the truth. And such steps always challenge our conception of the universe. But that's the wonderful thing about science. We can adapt our views to the evidence.
If technology isn't a problem, why did our ancestors destroy themselves?
Because they refused to grow up. They refused to take control of their lives. They let bureaucrats and financiers determine their destiny, and those people could not think beyond themselves, beyond the tiny, insignificant moment they were trapped in. Their technology could have saved them, but what really failed them was their imagination.
Well, I have to say his arguments are quite disarming. Do you believe in the existence of something sublime or transcendent?
In the sense of an interventionist deity? No. I wouldn't rule out the possibility, but it's not something I personally believe. But I do think there is something genuinely sublime in this universe, and it's right in front of us. Consciousness. The fact that this sense of self is even possible, that an arrangement of matter can produce a self-aware mind? Think about it. It's a fundamental property of the universe, an unbreakable law that matter has the inherent capacity to become more than the sum of its parts. That is the definition of transcendence.
That's all. I think that's a perfect note to end on.
How can I help you?
Okay, I don't know why he's still marked as having more dialogue, even though he doesn't. And Yet It Moves, a fascinating story I discovered in the archive, concerns a great scientist by the name of Galileo. This remarkable man made huge contributions to the early development of science, but was best remembered for becoming embroiled in a controversy with the church, where it ended with accusations of heresy at trial and him being placed under house arrest for the rest of his life. Because of the controversy, he argued that the earth revolved around the sun, a view we would describe as self-evident, and which the Inquisition described as foolish and absurd in philosophy and formally heretical. The story became emblematic for how society often punishes those who try to push our understanding of the world forward in the modern day. There's a legend that at the end of his trial he muttered, "And yet it moves," a beautiful idea but untrue. Because defying society is hard, it comes at a high cost, and not everyone is capable of bearing it. What would you have done in his place? What would I? I think I would have tried to stand up for the truth. It's harder than it sounds. Fighting an authority like Elohim is one thing, but when even your friends and allies may renounce you for holding an unacceptable opinion, it takes enormous willpower to continue. But if nobody does it, society gets stuck. Step bro, I'm stuck. Step society. The role of puzzles in the simulation was so important to the creation of our civilization that it has left an indelible imprint. But sometimes I worry that this is an issue, and Alessandro Drennan thought of human beings as problem solvers. But the real world isn't anything like the simulation. Yes, there are problems to solve, but there isn't a Tetromino waiting to reward you. There's just another problem. And another, and another. Our veneration of the puzzle may be blinding us to the fact that sometimes there isn't a neat solution, but sometimes life is just a slog and the best you can do is muddle through. That's what Cynthia is thinking, not criticizing, I love it. From Aurora to Athena. Dear Athena, have you really left us for good without even saying goodbye? I know we haven't spoken much lately, but isn't that just part of the slow, relaxed lives we now lead? After all those centuries of struggle trying to build New Jerusalem, I thought we deserved a rest, and if that disappointed you, why didn't you say so? I know you disapprove of all those silly titles they give us now, but we really were your first companions. We know what it was like. I was there when Yemo died. I remember the horror of realizing there was no way of bringing him back. The impossible finality of it, and then the determination to make it make sense. To have it be part of a story that leads to a better world. I never abandoned that, Athena. I just thought maybe I could spend some time on the things that make life worth living, too. Maybe I lost track. Maybe I failed you. I don't know, because you didn't tell me. Aurora. And this is exactly what I mean when I say that I don't really like that way that Athena went about things. I feel like she could have done this in a better way. Unless there's something that I don't know, much made it necessary obviously, which is quite still possible. Guys, I know I always leave the very first level for last, because gotta do the easiest one at the very end, right?
Hey 1K, what's up?
What do you think about this Sumner drug business?
I'd never heard of it before, but it sounds fascinating. I mean, imagine exploring a place inside yourself that you didn't even know existed. Might really give you a new perspective. Or it might be really stupid, but it's probably cool.
Well, there are some people in New Jerusalem who like me to participate in their political maneuvering.
I don't get involved with that. I think we should discuss everything openly and then vote. not play games behind each other's backs.
Phil. Do you think the founder might still be here?
I don't know. It all looks pretty abandoned to me. But maybe it is all a test.
I see, so I go from the point that Athena is a bitch until proven wrong. I like it. It also got a 4 series. Yes. She is a great scientist and visionary. I do agree with that. But I would also say that she is quite a bitch unless proven otherwise. Indeed. Do you think the founder was right that we had to add our own meaning to the world?
I don't know. Sometimes I'd like to believe that everything happens for a reason. That there's some external force that gives us purpose and meaning. But then I think about all the horrible things that happen to people, and I can't accept that those things were meant to happen, that they couldn't have been avoided. So in that sense, I agree. We should find our own meaning. But to be completely honest, I find it hard to just impose meaning on the world. I'm not as driven as someone like Byron. I feel more moved by Miranda's recordings than by my own ideas.
Perhaps adding meaning to what is something we do together.
I like that. Some of us lead, some of us follow, but we all do it together.
Indeed. Right. Level 1. Absorption. Cool. So now I'm learning how the mechanic works. Wow. Being tricky. What a difficult level. Honestly, it's kind of funny to keep the first level for last, because it really just makes it laughably easy. Bikes and hearts. No! Why must back hurt? Alright, that should be everything except for the star. So let's go to the tower and use it to orient ourselves. There we go.
Sometimes it seems the only choices we have are renouncing civilization or mindless expansion. But that's not the only path forward. Embracing deliberate control over nature doesn't have to mean destruction. We are a species of artists and artisans, blessed with the ability to transform the raw material of the cosmos into new and better shapes. Shapes that have meaning. With our technology, we can take this chaotic world, so full of suffering, and turn it into a work of art.
Indeed. Indeed we can. Controlling nature does not necessarily mean destroying it, so, you know, turning it into a work of art is an option. Because always, oh, you better say this by way, hi, happy birthday. Lay, happy birthday. Oh, whoops. There we go. Okay, so one of the star thingies was on the island left, so this one. Should be something here. Yep. Okay, the next one is on the next island straight over, so that one. Oops. But yeah, control of nature does not have to be destructive. We can also form it into a work of art. What a beautiful sentiment. Alright, there's the next statue. And the last one. Thieves, if I go back from this island. Over like a small intermediate island onto a big island somewhere back here. Okay, yes, so this is with my intermediate island. Just making sure that I have everything, but I don't see any like question marks pop up. And this is the big island. So somewhere on this island. Also, why do we still have the dialogue box?
Hey there, 1K.
Yeah, you don't have any dialogue. Stop baiting me. Okay, so on this island somewhere, all the way in the back. If I don't destroy nature, am I going to have my crypto unnecessarily? If I don't destroy nature, am I going to have my crypto unnecessary and extremely stupid money? True. This is how I get to talk to you. Now it's that. Yeah, just have a like commutation symbol over your head that shows that you have extra dialogue. Just do that and I will talk to you. Easy. There we are. Alright, so now we just need to go into the tower. And once we're done with the tower, we're probably also done with the stream, because we should have a solid 4 hours by the end of that. I have to say, these worlds are really nicely portioned. I can always play exactly 2 of these worlds in a stream and have a nice rounded 4-hour stream by the end of it. It's honestly perfect. A cardboard those will work pretty easily. Well, imagine walking around with like a cardboard thing that says, I have new dialogue available, please talk to me.
None may know what came first, error or sin, and yet every choice depends on it.
Alrighty, here we go. The tower time. Who's gonna wait for us this time? Are we actually gonna see Prometheus for the first time? Probably not. I assume he's still chained up in someone's basement. Probably Pandora's. Yep.
Halt, creature of clay. You have taken another step towards the flame. Before you continue, ask yourself, have the gifts of Prometheus ever truly benefited your people? Or have they brought nothing but strife?
You know, I do like my food to be cooked. So, I would argue that fire has helped quite a bit. If I was in Germany, I would do it, and I'm not leaving anyway. The only people who last stand are the only ones I care about there. Oh, that was very nice. Without his gifts, we will no longer even exist. His gifts have greatly eased the suffering of the world. We have made mistakes in using them, but the good outweighs the bad. They have caused great harm, but they cannot be put back into the box. They have been a curse to my people. Lady, I'm a robot. Oh, I kinda wanna know what you would answer to that. But I don't want to choose it. Close indeed the last one is quite a Sinti option. It is, but I kind of want to engage with this philosophical discourse and not just say, lady, I'm a robot. We have made mistakes in using them, but the good outweighs the bad.
And you will repeat your mistakes until they destroy you.
Sind ihr so easy with betas? What can I say? I'm a master beta.
I've been thinking, there's 3 towers per cardinal direction and 3 entities. You'd think it would be symmetrically arranged. 1 tower per entity, right? But we haven't seen Prometheus at all.
That's what I'm
We're
saying.
built to find patterns. Maybe we're trying to find patterns where there aren't any.
We have indeed not seen Prometheus at all, even though there are 3 towers and 3 entities. What? I guess we can drive over before we end stream. At least have a look at what awaits us next time. Probably more snow.
This area looks flooded as well.
Our ancestors melted a whole lot of ice. After they died, most coastal settlements were claimed by the sea. South of New Jerusalem, there's a whole city under the water. We went there once with Garrus, when I was an apprentice. It was eerie.
That's exactly why the founder created the goal. When you go past the limits, this is what happens. Mother Nature always gets her revenge in the end.
This
Well,
isn't
maybe.
revenge, Al. It's just failure.
Exactly.
People, cities, mountains. As far as the sea is concerned, it's all the same. Their mistake was forgetting that, telling themselves nothing would change. It always does.
Exactly. The problem wasn't advancement, the problem was that they did not advance enough. Anyway. Stop the game. Stop the count. We did our 2 stretches. We did our 2 areas of the stream. We have a nice round 4 hours, so let's find someone to raid. Let's see. Who should we raid? Who indeed? Yeah, let's raid Okami, since apparently he is just starting stream. Which seems like a perfect timing in order to raid someone. Sundia feels so bad killing these guys after Beldor. They make them work like slaves, they have to pay to sit on a bench, and they carry so little money for how strong they are. Yeah, I feel bad. I feel that. Red Area really was depressing. It was like insane capitalism. They work like slaves, they have like no money on them, and you need to pay for everything. But you know, Gap, if you already feel bad killing dolls, then you know how you have the marker currently for the Act 2, right? The thing that you find where the current marker for your objective is, once you kill whatever is over there, you're gonna feel even worse, let me tell you. I don't think that's a spoiler. Just a personal comment about it. So yeah, I think you will feel even worse once you get to the quest marker. But it is satisfying to kill, but very sad. Anyway, the raid is about to start. I will see you guys tomorrow for my 6th song. Have a good night. Bye bye.